So my community has requested for me to do a new small account challenge. So I decided to go with it, and I started an account this week of $1,000, and I'm looking for a profit target of 20 to 30% every single month, with a hard stop loss of no more than 30% of the total account balance. So you guys may have seen my previous video series where I was trying to grow a $1,000 balance into 400,000 in a matter of 6 to 8 years. And I have actually withdrawn the funds from that account, which was about $4,000, to do this new high-risk account challenge. And you're probably wondering, why are you withdrawing the funds? And it's because I think that I can push my limits a bit further. The old account challenge was doing a combination of 3 to maybe 5% profit target every single month, and adding an additional $200 deposit to the account as well. So this was a dual combination account, which is something that I'm still pretty interested in. But this new account challenge is dealing mainly with just trading profits of 20 to 30% per month. And I think I am capable of pushing some pretty good profits with my Comeback Kid Manager EA, which is a hybrid algorithm that allows for discretionary trading and also partial algorithmic trading as well. Okay, so this is the goal. So far, I'm up almost 7% for this week, and it's only been 5 days. So we're looking at, it's a Thursday, and I'm going out of town tomorrow on Friday, so that's why I'm doing the video today, and we still have a couple more days left of the week of trading. All right, so let's get into the stats, what took place, the trades I took, and to give you a little bit more information on the outlook of this account and what to expect. So here are my stats for the high-risk account challenge. We're looking at a profit of 6.43% overall. It's only been 5 trading days, a balance of $1,000. My win rate is 71%, and my drawdown is 1.8% at this point. So this is the max drawdown. I suspect that this will go up over time since this is a high-risk trading account. But as long as I'm under 30% maximum drawdown, I'm okay to proceed and continue trying to profit on the account. So if I do exceed the 30% drawdown, I will cut the trades for realized loss and try to recover them the following month. All right, so I'm copying the trades from my main account at Trader's Way. As you can see here, this is a $34,563 account, live account at Trader's Way, was started on June 16th. So my weekly profit has been 0.81%, and it's only Thursday so far, so there's still one more day of trading. And so I'm really close to my weekly target of 1%. So my monthly target is 3 to 5% on this account every single month. I'm trying to keep my drawdown under 15% drawdown. So if my drawdown does exceed 15%, I will cut for a realized loss on this account as well. Okay, so 3%, 3.7% profit for the month is great. That means I'm within my profit target goal, so I'm pretty happy with the results. The trading today has been pretty sloppy. I've been able to still come out with a pretty high win percentage of 85%, but only 0.06%, which is just $20. It's been really tricky with the Jackson Hole Symposium that's going on. The dollar is in kind of a bit of turmoil, and it's at a crossroads where people are trying to figure out if it's, if they should be buying it or selling it. And so it's a little bit difficult, a lot of up and down this week with the dollar, and I suspect it to be the same way for trading on Friday. All right, so let's get into the charts and show you a little bit about what's been going on with my trading overall. So this is the high-risk account challenge here, $1,069. And I'm using my Comeback Kid Manager algorithms right here. So this is what I'm using for both my main account and the high-risk account challenge. And I love this algorithm because it's able to do auto trades, it's able to manage your positions, it's able to basically help your positions get into profit by entering multiple orders on grid and using support and resistance in the ATR. So really quite advanced trading software to help you and guide you in your trading to give you an edge, which is why I use it. So I'm going to load up the indicators here on the chart right now. So this is the Kalman. This is my trend indicator, and it shows me when the candles are red. It shows me when the trend is down and when the trend is up, and we're pulling from the higher time frames. I'm also using the super trend, which is the one that you see right here, and this is pulling from the daily time frame. And I'm also using a oscillator and a support resistance indicator as well. So everything that's really helpful. And all these indicators combined really paint a good image of where price is potentially heading. All right, so I'm also, the last indicator is a candlestick pattern indicator. This is my specifically or custom-made candlestick pattern indicator that pulls 3 different candlestick patterns that are good for reversals and for continuations of trends. So let's get into my trades for this week and show you what was taken. So I'm going to start with gold. And gold was pretty good in the beginning of this week. And you can see from my trades from the 20th of August. So this was at the end of last week, where there was some good setups right near the end where price was bouncing in and around the daily pivot level of my support resistance indicator. And you can see some good bullish engulfing candles here that I actually took some positions on. And I even took a small scalp on the short side too. So into the week last week with really good results. And then I started this one with a big push on the upside. So I actually was able to catch the gold move on my main account right here at the bottom where it pushed up, and I was able to come out with, I think, 60-something pips profit on that move, 70 pips profit on that move. So this position down here with gold, I was seeing that price was starting to react to this support resistance level here, or this support level. And I was looking at the crosses, the US dollar crosses, and seeing that there was some buying coming in, there was some selling coming into the USD, and it was a good point to buy gold. And so I was able to do that, and it launched up. It was during the Japanese session, so which was pretty interesting, but it still came out with some good profit on that position. So going back to the high risk account. So I wasn't able to get that trade, unfortunately. I didn't have it set up yet for the high-risk account. I was a little bit late. I think I started on Monday this week. So waited this entire move out. I wanted the price to give me some kind of indication that we were going to start heading back down and have a pullback. And this candle was the significant candle right up here at the top. That was what I was looking at to give me some hints into where price may be heading. And it was a good indication. As price did end up slowing, it did come down a little bit. It didn't hit my profit target, went back up. I entered a second position here to get out of the trade. Didn't quite work out and went up higher, entered on this spot, and this was an auto trade taken with the algorithm. This was the Comeback Kid manager algorithm, entering a third position at the top, and it was a great take because it was based on the ATR. So it uses the ATR and support and resistance points to enter more positions to help you out and to guide you into getting out your position to profit. So I was able to come out with a profit, realized profit from my 3 orders from averaging in, and was a great take and worked out really well. So I'm going to zoom out so you can see the picture better here. I had after this push down, it went back up, did a little bit of a whipsaw, gave me this reversal candle up at the top. I really liked this candle a lot because it opened, it actually barely made a new high. It closed below the open of the previous candle. It was a full body. It showed really good, a really good rejection at this level, and I was already seeing hesitation happening. So I waited it out. There was a little bit of consolidation, and it fell, and I was able to come out with, I think it was almost 90 pips on this move. So 85 pips on that, and so really, really quite good. I closed out the position with a trailing stop. So that was a trailing stop that was all managed by the Comeback Kid manager, and it fell further, but that's okay. Didn't take the rest of the profit on that. All right, so I entered a couple scalping positions. I'm going to zoom on this so you can see a little bit better. Okay, so scalping positions here and here as well. These were all short positions as I was anticipating some buying coming back into the USD. But it's been a lot of spotty up and down indecision candles going on for the entire day, and that's why I've been just mainly taking scalping positions as I'm just not seeing a good bias in one direction with the USD, at least not yet. So that might change through the rest of the day since it's only about 1 o'clock, but I'm guessing probably more movement in one direction tomorrow when things are a little bit more decided with the USD. Okay, so that was on gold, and so I'm going to show you a couple more trades that I took with on other pairs, on the Forex pairs. So this was taken on the last week, and this actually closed out at the end. Really crazy, quite nuts move on the US dollar CAD with no pullbacks. Typically we see this happening with a price where there's a pullback and a continuation up, or if it's on the way down, it's the same thing. You have this, right? Like this kind of staircase movement, but we have a straight up and a straight down here. Very unusual with price, and it kills a lot of people because it ignores all technical. So the technical here with my support and resistance indicator was basically ignored. This one was kind of obeyed in this top one here, but just a huge amount of price in between. So same thing here, ignored this level, all technical candles were ignored and just kept pushing down. So this is when price is really dangerous for a lot of traders, and it gets really tricky to know how to trade because price is really running with the fundamental side of news, like the scheduled news or the political side of things, the pandemic that's going on. All these things have an effect on the fundamental side of trading, and it's really causing a lot of inconsistencies. And when it comes to the data from the fundamental data that's scheduled, the scheduled data that comes out like FOMC and all these kinds of news statements have been very lopsided, causing a lot of chaotic movement during a month that's typically slow. So August is usually a month that's not a lot of action because the banks and institutions are on holiday, but there's been a lot of strange odd numbers when it comes to the news that is forcing people to get involved. All right, so we finally got that pullback on the CAD right here, and it's been moving up, and so that pullback is finally taking place after so much price movement. I didn't take any trades on this just because it just didn't look good. It was a very tricky situation there, which I wanted to avoid. I took one trade on the US dollar CAD, US dollar Swiss franc, small scalp position here that was break even. This one was a nice profit of about I think 20 pips. All right, I took a couple trades on the Aussie CAD, on the Aussie USD. Big move up here, and I was waiting for price to kind of give me some good hints that it was falling. And there was a little bit of a rejection here on the Aussie USD, but that was looked like more of a consolidation where it hit the ceiling, came back down, and was just basically rejected and continued up from there. So I waited for my first trade up here at the top and entered again there and almost hit my profit target at this point, but I closed out for a break even as it was taking too long for the trade to work out and to profit. All right, so I took a nice position on the pound US dollar. This was a pretty big profit after such a big move down. So this was a almost 60 pip profit move, and I'm going to take off the Kalman. So what I was doing on this one was looking for a counter trend position, big move with not much of a pullback. There was a little bit of a pullback in this area, and it was basically ignoring price again. Took my position here, and then we finally got the rejection that we were looking for, and that worked out really well, and that it just ended up pushing up in a big way the rest of the week. So I was able to come out with some good profit, small scalp position there for break even. All right, so it continued to rise, and I entered again at the peak on this one. This was my trade last night. This was based on the 1 hour, I think. Yeah, it was based on the 1 hour chart, which sometimes I'll switch from the M30 to the 1 hour for most of my trades. And I had two trade setups here. I'm not going to tell you what the candle setups are. It's based on the ENG indicator that's here. Looks for 3 reversal candle setups, and they can be used with and against the trend. So I saw 2 of them up here at the top on the 1 hour chart. This was an inside candle, this was a nice reversal candle, and the actual ENG itself has filters built into it to help spot peaks and potential continuations of trends. So in this case, 2 nice reversal candles. I entered my position after the candle closed, and it did fall. I closed it a little bit early as there was a lot of indecision on the US dollar, and so I didn't want to get stuck in a consolidation period where there's indecision within the USD. All right, so last couple trades was a nice setup here on the Euro US dollar. So this was an auto trade based on the Comeback Kid Manager EA. So this was taken from me by me personally using the buttons. I entered a sell, but this was actually the same trade taken with the Comeback Kid Manager EA on autopilot. It took the same setup as well, which is pretty cool that we were both on the same page with that. And so I entered the first trade here and the second position here. This was another auto trade taken by the algorithm. And so I entered this one here. The auto trade was entered on the top one here. It fell back down. It almost hit my take profit point, but didn't quite hit. Then we entered a third position. And this third position was also entered by the algorithm as well. And that one fell down and hit my profit target right here, right before the bounce back up. So well done on the Comeback Kid Manager EA for this trade setup on the Euro US dollar. So there was another position that I took earlier today, and this one was a small short scalp, and this was based on the 1 hour chart right here. This was the reversal candle. Didn't give me the actual setup with the ENG as it didn't meet the criteria for the filter, but it was still good enough for me to take the position manually as I saw a nice indication for this to fall. I held on to it a little bit too long. It didn't get enough pips. It did bounce back up. I'd still closed out for a small scalping profit. Okay, so my last trade was here on the pound Canadian dollar, which was a break even, and another break even here. So not much movement here. I saw there was a huge push down. Again, this is the markets, the extreme markets that we're dealing with massive movements in one direction with no pullback on the way down. And finally getting that now right in this area, but I didn't hold long enough considering that things were just moving a little bit too slow, and I didn't want to be involved in a market that couldn't decide on what direction that it was headed. All right, so guys, that's basically it for my trades this week. And the high risk account is looking quite good at almost 7% profit. And we'll see how this continues to roll out. Again, looking for a profit target of 20 to 30% with a maximum drawdown limit of 30%. All right, see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.